Welcome to Who's Up Next, a video podcast for journal junkies. I'm Sally Bell, your host, and I will be interviewing one of our favorite artists. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's see who's up next. Hello, everyone. This is Sally with Rainy Day Gypsy, and welcome to our podcast, Who's Up Next? Today we have Robin Dudley-Howes from artsybohemian.com. She's one of my favorite journaling artist all around, really. Welcome, Robin.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Sally. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Good. I'm glad to see you. Tell us a little bit about you, where you live, what you do. Of course, I know what you do. You're an artiste. And tell us how you found your journaling journey, when you started, and all that good stuff.
Okay. My name's Robin Dudley-Howes. I go by the name Artsy Bohemian on YouTube. And the name of my my online school is also called artsybohemian.com, where I have lots of online classes. I live in an area called Torrance in California, which is in Los Angeles area,
Right.
by the beach.
Ooh.
Really nice, so we don't get all the horrible heat from the surrounding areas.
Oh, that's good.
Wonderful.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So
How about airflow? You're probably not right in the middle of the smog either.
no, we're not. And you know what? Things aren't as smoggy as they used to be, especially when we
Good.
first moved here, because of, I think, all the regulations for cars.
Probably,
So
yeah.
it's not that bad anymore, unless you live in the valley areas.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Great.
yeah.
That's nice to hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, I started journaling when I was young. I remember making little scrapbooks when I was really little, but I've been creative my whole life. But I really started getting into journaling when the rubber stamp craze started in the early 2000s, late 1990s, 98, 99. And I used to go to all the rubber stamp conventions, and I met a couple there. They're called Tisha and Tracy Moore, so some people probably know who they are. They kind of started this
I'm going to write
art
that down.
retreat thing.
Yeah.
And they used to have art retreats up in Washington. And I was also introduced to journaling through Nick Bantock, who's an artist who did collage kind of work. And he had a book called Griffin and Sabine. I think that was the name of it. More like an interactive book. He had a couple of books out. And that's kind of where envelopes were used. They were like correspondence between these. I don't know if they were fictional or not. Characters called Griffin and Sabine. So you would open the book and you would see these really cool envelopes, and you would open them and there would be correspondence. Plus there was artwork in it. Super, super cool.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't until I was into the journaling at that point,
Right.
but I never really finished any of them. I kind of didn't get all of the hoopla around it until I saw junk journaling. And then that's when I just went crazy.
Yeah. That's good. That
So-
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think it's because you can utilize all kinds of different things, all different kinds of media,
Right.
fabrics, papers,
Right. And don't you think the junk or even the vintage thing is kind of it's close to our heart, we've always loved antiques and old things and the feel and the story behind them and everything. Don't you think that's part of it that we love? Part of
Oh
the whole
yeah.
thing that we love? Yeah.
I totally agree with that. And I like the fact that you can repurpose things and make them into
I was
some
just
to
going to say
art,
that. Yeah, I
you
think
know?
that's another thing we all love about it.
And I kind of hesitate to call them junk journals because there's so many that are just gorgeous. So many
Right.
artists out there that make beautiful junk journals, but I think it's stuck. I've kind of thought about this, and I'm like, why do people call them junk journals? Because I get asked that a lot. They're like, why do you
Yeah.
call this a junk journal? It doesn't look like
Mm-hmm.
there's junk in it. And I think it's kind of a catchy term.
Oh, maybe.
I
Yeah.
think that's probably the biggest reason because maybe initially that's what people use. They literally use like old magazines and still people still do that in junk mail and
Right.
all that.
Right.
But I
Right.
think it's progressed into this art form and it's just beautiful.
Yes. Oh, I agree. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
point. Junk journals, but not junky journals.
Right. Yeah.
There's a difference.
And then do you get asked to, I don't know if this people ask you this, but do they go, well, what do you use it for?
What do you use it for? Yeah. Someone
And I
had
and
a
it's
really good answer to that, and I didn't write it down.
oh, really?
Yeah. I
I
think it was
think
Soshi, in Israel. You know her, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's on
I'll have
YouTube.
to go. Yeah. I'll have to go back and find that. But she had a really good little paragraph that she wrote about it, you know?
For me, it's about the process. It's like,
Right.
is somebody going to ask you if they see a painting on the wall, or what are you going to do
What do
with
you,
that?
yeah, what do you do with
It's
it?
the
Well,
same thing. It's like, what are
yeah.
you talking about? What do you mean I'm going to do with it? I made it. So that's all that you need to know.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
You won't appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, I know. It's art, definitely. But, our studios can definitely get filled up with a lot of it.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been collecting for years and years and years. So I
Right.
even have beads from when I was a kid that I
Oh,
still
wow. Yeah, I do
have.
too.
And
I found some things the other day that were like, oh, do I use these or do I continue to save them for another umpteen years, you know?
yeah, I think for me it's more nostalgia because I remember how precious the supplies were
Mm,
because things weren't in abundance,
yeah,
back then. And so it's not
right.
like you can go online and just get anything you want,
Right, right,
which
right.
is very, very dangerous. But,
Yes.
I remember when I first started collecting anything like rubber stamps, papers, I just, when I look at them now, if I still have them in my stash, I'm like, okay, it's time to just start using it. And that's
Yeah,
where junk journals come in, You can
right.
start using all of the things that you've collected over the years
Right, right.
and
Yeah,
continue to collect.
there's this guy across the way, and he's selling his house, and he's having a big auction and everything. I asked my husband, "Do you think he'd think I was crazy if I went over and asked him, 'Do you have any old papers you want to give?'" I'm sure I didn't because I thought he'd think I was nuts, but I just want some old papers,
Yeah.
from way back
Oh,
that,
he'd probably be happy to give them to you. I have no problem doing that at all.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought he'd think, well, he could have very well said, "Oh, yeah, I have a whole pile back there in the room," but
Yeah.
I was kind of chicken.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, I have to stop going. There's a flea market in the town that I live in, and
Oh,
it's within walking distance, and
oh, oh,
it's like the fourth or fifth Sunday, which it just happened last Sunday,
yeah,
yesterday,
uh-huh.
and I have fear of missing out if I don't go, but I didn't go yesterday
Didn't
because
you?
it's like I just unless I have something specific that I know I need to
Right,
for a
right,
class, mostly for class kits.
right.
But I have so much stuff now. Plus, it
Yeah.
just takes about 3 hours out of my day, and I have to
Oh,
work on some stuff. So, for
yeah,
example,
yeah. Oh, I'd love to have something like that. Oh, that'd be
are there any
gross.
flea
Yeah.
market? Any flea market?
No,
No.
no, nothing like that here. We have a really cool antique mall, and
Oh,
then we have some pretty good, secondhand stores that, you have to know what you're looking for, but nothing like a flea market. Oh, I just love to have that, be
yeah,
able to do that. Oh, and I know California is clear full of good stuff like that.
yeah. And since I've been going there for over 20 years now, I've made
Oh, you know people.
friendships. Yeah, and so
Yeah.
people will if I say, this is what I'm working on, and they'll go, "Oh, I have some of those. I'll bring them for you." You know, so
Yeah.
it's nice, that I can still see the same vendors and that I have a good
Right.
rapport with them.
And they're keeping an eye out for what some of the things you
Yeah,
like. Yeah.
yeah,
Ooh,
and I
yeah.
know, and some of them are overpriced, and some of them have really good prices. So I tend to
Right.
people that have really good prices because I do really use a lot of things from the flea market in my kits, so
Do
that
you?
they're one of a
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah. 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 A lot of your journals have that look. You use things that, you know, us Montanans really can't find.
Yeah, and
We,
that's why I mean I think this last class that I just launched, I offered kits, which I normally don't do.
uh-huh.
But I did have stuff that I could put into kits, and I was overwhelmed with the response. And I should know better by now. For as many years as I've been teaching,
Yeah.
it used to be that that wasn't the thing to do. Teachers didn't bring kits. You
Uh-huh.
had a class if you taught in person, and
Uh-huh.
you said this is what you're supposed to bring. But
Ah.
then things started changing, and people liked having kits, and now they expect them.
Oh. Yeah. I
And
think it'd be fun to have a kit.
that's with in-person classes, not so much online.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't particularly like making them because it's a lot of work,
Yeah.
especially because I start getting a little bit too complicated with them. I put,
Oh,
they're really cute, they're really pretty.
you're right.
Uh, but after this last bout of I sold out within hours, all of the
Oh
kits.
my gosh.
And I
Yeah.
literally, Sally, first of all, I said they were limited. I didn't
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
like, of
Right.
course you don't have unending supplies if everything's vintage for the most part.
Right.
So
Right.
I kept saying in my emails they're limited quantity,
Yep. I heard you say it on your
and I
YouTube.
wasn't
Yep.
saying it to make people like,
Hurry and rush.
it was
Right.
true.
Yeah.
I had people contacting me in capital letters, almost like yelling, "I want a kit."
Oh.
It's like, oh my God. So I realized that I need to have a kit business because I have somebody that can help me now. I can pay her, and
Uh-huh.
I could scale it, so that I could do really well because
Right.
I have so much stuff that's unusual that people want.
Yeah,
So
but you wouldn't have a lot of one thing, if it's vintage. Of course,
well,
like
I kind of look for things that for vendors that have like a
multi,
ton of like old
yeah,
doilies or a
yeah.
ton of old papers because
Oh,
I
gotcha.
know
Yeah,
I need a ton if I'm going to make kits. So I don't
yeah.
look particularly for one-offs, even though I still do buy stuff like that. So
Uh-huh.
I am going to, within the next, probably by the end of the year, start a kit business because it's
Oh,
absolutely,
wow.
I'm kind of like a subscription box, but I'm not going to,
Yeah,
I don't want to know if I want to call it a subscription box, but something
right.
similar to that.
Yeah. Oh, how fun is
Be-
that?
Because I know it's not like I'm just going, oh, I wonder if this will work. I know it'll work.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of what we love. We love
Right,
making
right.
journals and we love having unusual things. And so I kind of started looking at other people who kind of sell things that are unusual or
Mm-hmm.
handmade.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, their boxes are more expensive than if you just get something where somebody just throws stuff in there from like a Chinese company
Right.
with all the new
Right.
stuff in it.
Right, right, right.
So mine are going to be a little bit more on the higher end just because of
Uh-huh.
the availability or not availability of them.
Right,
But
right.
I know there's a market out there for that because I have purchased from artists that I love that
Right.
their boxes are like $85, but
Right.
they're just amazing. They're gorgeous,
Oh, wow. Ooh, I'm going to have
anywhere
to keep
from
my eye out.
yeah, anywhere
Yeah.
from the beautiful boxes that they design.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's this one gal in the UK who I just found who does exquisite kind of slow stitching
Uh-huh. Ooh.
boxes,
Uh-huh.
but the thing that she offers is hand dyed yarns. So her
Oh.
boxes are a little pricey, anywhere from, they start at 80 and they go up to over 100.
Uh-huh.
But she lets you add on. So you have the basic. And then if you want to add on,
Right, right.
if you do an add on, she'll make a beautiful handmade bag to go with it.
Oh my gosh.
And I forget what
Wow.
the bag is called. I think it's for your scraps.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, gosh, that is really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking
So,
forward to that, Rob, and I'm
yeah.
excited you said this fall?
Probably I have to kind of figure things out because I'm really busy right now with in-person classes and my membership.
Right.
So it could be, I mean, I would love to have a Halloween themed one. If I can pull it off, I will. But
Yeah.
it might not be until next year. I might do
Gotcha.
like a quarterly and then take it from there.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about, I know you have a new class for a journal coming out, and then online. Is that also in person?
The Lady of the Lake, is that the one you're
Yes,
talking
the Lady
about?
of the Lake. Is that
So,
online or just in person?
well,
Or
it
is it?
was in person a year ago,
Okay, but
over
it's
a year ago.
okay. Okay.
And now it is online on my online school,
Okay.
so
Gotcha.
that's available.
Yeah.
And I
And
will,
you had
if
kits for that.
I did, but I don't have any more.
Right. So, what if I typed in cap letters? Screen. That's funny. You just
That
want to
that
oh
wouldn't help because I've run out of most of the stuff. So
turn off her computer. Don't yell at me.
I
That's
know,
funny.
I
Well,
know.
then tell us about, is it Secret Spooky Society?
Yes, yeah, I
Okay.
have a membership called the Secret Spooky Society. It's for
Uh-huh.
people who love Halloween and are
Mm-hmm.
sad when it's over. And so we celebrate the spooky season all year long.
Uh-huh.
And I have every week I produce content for the Secret Spooky Society. So
Okay.
there's anywhere from 2 to 3. There's at least 2 tutorials every
Uh,
month,
oh, wow.
sometimes 3.
Uh-huh.
And then we meet every month live,
Uh-huh.
Zoom call, and we just talk. We just,
Oh, how
get to know
fun.
each other.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a class for the little cute witch
Yes.
in-person class
Yes.
where just coming up too, right? Tell us
Yeah,
about that.
that's at Peacemakers. And I just found out right before I got on the call with you that they sold out.
Oh, wow.
So if
Oh,
people want, they can go on the wait list because inevitably there's always somebody that can't come. So if you want to,
oh, okay.
if somebody hears about this before the class
Okay.
starts, they can get on the wait list. It's July 27th, 2024, and
Okay.
it's from 9:30 to 4, and it's at Peacemakers in Costa Mesa, California.
Okay. I hope you don't have people screaming at you to get into that class.
No, they don't scream about that.
Okay. That one was really cute. And you teach them to make all those little pumpkins and all those little things that goes in the box underneath
Yep.
her.
Yep.
Wow, that is cool. I kept thinking, wow, how's she doing all that? That's fun. Yeah.
A lot. Well, how I'm going to do it is I'm probably going to make it for them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
So,
neat. Do you do
yeah,
that
no,
out
I'll
of...
bring the materials to make all of the little doodads.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'll have at least 1 or 2 pre-made so they can go
Okay.
home with something because it's made with paper clay, which takes forever to dry. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't
yeah.
done much clay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and I'll
fun.
be prepping all of the dolls beforehand because
Uh-huh.
that takes time. So I
Yeah.
try to make it, especially now with my classes, I prep a lot of stuff. So they can literally just come in with their
And
friends or
and
make friends
yeah.
there and just make it. They don't have to worry a ton.
Yeah.
I have found that be, from taking classes myself,
Uh-huh.
I love techniques, but
Mhm.
I really just want to relax and have fun, and I just
Right.
want to make something.
Right.
That's really my
Yeah,
end goal.
I think I think
And
you're
take it
onto
home.
something. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had an epiphany. I took a class with Evelyn Penfield. She is well known for her little tiny teddy bears that she teaches at
Oh, yeah.
makers. And I
Oh.
don't really like teddy bears in general, but I like hers because they're
Uh-huh.
kind of old looking.
Oh,
And I
cute.
finally took a class with her last year, and she had everything ready to go. She sewed all of them. All
Oh,
literally, all
wow.
you had to do was stuff them and sew the
Oh,
stuffing parts together.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I finished my bear in class, and that's when I'm like, okay, I have to do a little bit more
yeah. That
making.
makes
For
hard for you. But how many classes have I taken through the years that I go home with this unfinished thing that goes in the closet?
Yep,
And I don't like that. Yes,
yeah,
it'd be really nice to have some stuff prepped before,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, your little witch looked like her arms and everything were made out of wood. Was it
Yeah,
called?
it's kind of a compressed masonite, I think. It's
Okay.
pretty
Yeah.
sturdy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she's neat. Yeah,
Yeah.
people need to go to your site and look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a video on YouTube about her,
I
right?
do. I have a
Yeah.
little
Okay.
walkthrough about that. And then I have
Yes.
another class coming that nothing has been, is online yet, but I
Uh-huh.
have a date at Frank Garcia's studio in Upland, California.
Uh-huh.
And I can't remember the date. I think it's September 28th. It's the last Saturday, I think, of September.
Oh, okay.
And it's also going to be spooky related. I
Oh,
love
okay.
teaching Halloween stuff.
Yeah, you really do some neat stuff for that.
Thank you.
I see it every year and I'm thinking, "Oh, wow, that's cool." Yeah.
Yeah, and even in the Sacred Spooky Society, we don't. I don't consider myself like full on like Halloween. What you might think of Halloween. Like I don't like any of the gory stuff. I'm more like a shabby chic Victorian goth look, you know.
Right. You don't,
And
yeah. Yeah.
so all of the projects, for the most part, that I teach in the Secret Spooky Society are kind of have that bent to them.
Right.
And then we just finished, I should have brought it in here, but we've just finished a Dark Academia journal, and it's huge, and it's so we learned
Oh.
tons of techniques in that.
Oh.
So some of the projects might take months. We'll have
Right. Ooh,
several,
I
but
love
you
that.
can take little parts like from this journal, and you can
Uh-huh.
apply just a couple of the techniques maybe to one of your journals.
Right.
And but some of them, they're just quick projects that we make. You can make in 15, 20 minutes, but
Right.
most of them take a few
Yeah.
tutorials to
Yeah. Ooh, how fun.
so yeah,
Yeah.
we make all kinds of amazing things. We've made crowns, like spooky crowns. We've made
Oh, cute.
pin cushions from old doll shoes, which kind of creep people out, I think.
Okay.
We've made lots of different journals and journal type ephemera, dolls.
Uh-huh.
I love
Ooh,
dolls.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
We've made all
how
kinds of
fun.
fun stuff.
Oh, that's neat. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Ooh, I
yeah,
might have to join that
yeah. It's
secret spooky
society. Yeah, and
society.
it's on my website.
Okay.
It's $22 a month, and you can quit anytime you want. But you probably don't want to quit because there's a lot on there. There's a
Yeah.
lot of material
Yeah,
in
a
there.
lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
You in your I've taken classes from you. What was the one I took off your
the
site?
French Bohemian Traveler's
Yes. Yeah.
Journal.
Oh,
Yeah,
you had some really, and then I took the dying one, which I absolutely love. But you have things in your journals that are very unique.
oh,
And
good.
I am assuming they're unique to me because I've never seen them other places. But how to fold this or do the page that kind of comes out.
Right, right.
You do some really neat stuff. So
Oh,
it's
thank
fun to,
you.
yeah. And you're a good teacher. That's one thing. Some people do really neat things, but they don't teach very well. And you do really, really, you explain things really well.
Oh,
And
thank you.
you have a fun voice to listen to.
That's so funny because I've heard both of those things, and I've heard that I'm patient too. I don't know
Oh,
how much patience I have anymore now, but um,
not with those people that scream over email.
um, but no, those two things are shocking to me. I've had several people say that about my voice, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, really?
Yeah.
It's so interesting, isn't it? You don't really know.
Yeah, I
You know,
know. It's hard
and I'm like,
to tell your voice. Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's fun to listen to you. You're kind of a kick too. And you're more serious in your recordings than you are face to face like this.
Oh yeah,
It seems, yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of have to be because I want to make sure I get my point across. Yeah, I just you're asking about seriousness. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I have to. The only way I can stay focused is if I enunciate my words and I make everything as clear as possible because,
Right.
um, yeah,
Other,
I'm really goofy with my family and funny and stuff, but I don't do that much on, on camera.
yeah. Well, it's easy to lose your train of thought, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
It's, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, okay, so you have a new class coming up, online class for a journal,
Yeah,
correct?
Lady of the
Yeah,
Lake.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lady of Lake. Okay. And people can sign up for that if they're
Oh,
not
sure.
in LA. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And
you don't have to be in LA. It's pre-recorded
right.
and I check my emails every morning and night and just to see if anybody has questions or if they
Yeah,
can't get in or whatever it is. I
right.
try to be really thorough when I set up the class with the instructions on how to get in, but inevitably there's always going to be a couple people that can't
Mm,
figure it out. So,
right. Right, right. Yeah, you're a busy lady, Robin. You have a lot going on, and now you're going to take on kit business. I'm excited for you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm really excited. I told my husband it was like a light bulb moment.
yeah,
I've always known that kits are popular, but like I said, I don't really like making them. But now that I know I can hire somebody to help me, it makes it much easier. And then
right.
she might not know people because she's a stay-at-home mom, and so
Uh-huh.
it's nice it's like pocket money for her. Even though I
Yeah,
kind of pay her really well,
yeah,
but
good.
yeah, so that kind of all fell in place after this last time, after people
Yeah,
were yelling at me that they wanted kids. So,
that's great. Yeah, you can yell back. Well, here they are.
yeah, and they are limited.
Yes, yes. Wow, yeah. I mean, it's kit business. You can't just keep making the same one over and over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are giving a 10% now. Is that still on for your class?
Actually, I'll give a $20 discount off of the
Oh,
new Lady of the Lake class to anybody that wants to sign
oh,
up
how
for it.
fun.
I'll,
Ooh,
I'll have to give you, once we're done with this, I'll give you
uh-huh.
a coupon code. I don't know how you'll do that, but
Okay,
it'll just be for your subscribers and I'll have it.
okay,
I have to actually input it into my site to make sure it works.
okay,
So I'll give you a coupon code and
okay.
then they can input that and maybe for the next, I don't know, 36
Yeah.
hours or
Oh,
48,
okay,
they
okay,
can, 48 hours.
okay, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that
Okay.
and figure out how to get that going. Oh, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for our listeners, you guys can get $20
Mm-hmm.
off her class. How
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay, but no kids.
No kids.
They're gone. No yelling.
I mean, I do give, I did reiterate it several times. You don't need a kit to take the
Yeah.
class.
Right.
I tell all of my students anytime I teach, no matter what I teach, you do not need a kit.
Right.
I'll tell you exactly what to get. It might not be exactly what I have,
Right.
but inevitably people just are like, no, I want a kit. People are lazy. They
Yeah.
just want the kit. You know, they just
Right.
want it. They don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
I just want a kit. But
Yeah.
I do give resources. I give links, and I also have many downloads
I
of
think I heard you say that on your
Mhm.
YouTube for that class. You can download some of those things. So that's neat. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then that way it doesn't all the journals the whole not everybody's looks like everybody's. Did
right.
I say that right?
And
Yeah.
I also, as a bonus, because the base of the journal is a Frank Garcia, it's called Memory Hardware. It's a pre-bought journal that you buy.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
And that's what we're decorating. But you
Okay.
don't need to have that. And I made a video tutorial as a bonus on how to make one.
Oh, cool.
But
Okay.
after
Wow.
they see it, they're going to go, okay, no, never mind. I'm just going to buy the journal.
Is it complicated?
It's a lot of work.
Oh. Oh, how fun. Yeah,
Yeah, but at least
yeah.
they know how to make it if they don't have access. They can buy it online. And Frank
Yeah.
has a bunch of it in store, so
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, you were telling me about is it his store? It's that you said was just like a
oh,
wonderland?
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
First of all, do you know who Frank is?
No. Frank
Well,
Garcia.
yes, he's
Okay.
very well known. He's one of the graphic designer for Prima, one of their designers.
Okay.
and he loves pink.
Oh,
And he loves
okay.
really girly things. So you walk in and
Oh,
it's beautiful.
oh,
It's
I want to
beautiful
go.
and clean, floor to ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Like every single place on the wall is filled with all the craft materials that you would ever want for crafting.
Oh,
And
oh,
he has, I'm pretty sure he has every item that Tim Holtz sells.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Does he
So
have an online business?
yes, yeah, you can
Oh,
buy
okay,
it
I'm
online.
going.
If you spend $75, you get free shipping.
Great.
And
That's not hard to do.
no, yeah, that's not hard to do at all, right?
Right.
I was just there. I spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, he has every probably every single scrapbooking company that you can think of. He has,
Oh,
and
wow.
like I said, he has everything you can think of as far as Tim Holtz. In fact, he even carries Tim Holtz line of fabric.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
is this where you'll be teaching, you said?
yeah. This is where
Okay.
I'll be
Okay.
teaching. So the front half is his store, and then
Mm-hmm.
the back half is a huge area
The,
for workshops. So
yeah, the classroom.
that's
Oh,
where
how
I
fun.
teach in the back. It's
Oh, how fun.
amazing. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
ever get a chance, or if anybody ever gets a chance, they should go there.
Oh, that'd be
What
fun.
when I went last week, Andrea, the gal who works with him,
Uh-huh.
he was there too. I walked in and they're like, "You just missed the big rush." She said they said ten people from Texas came here. It was like a
Oh,
destination store for them.
oh. Did they buy tons of good Tim Holtz stuff?
I don't know if they bought a bunch of Tim Holt stuff, but I guess they did
Yeah.
stuff. So
Oh, wow. Does
yeah.
he journal or does he have
Oh yeah,
time?
he's
Does
that's how
he?
he became well known as I think that's how he became well known. If
Uh-huh.
you go to YouTube and you input his name, you'll see
Okay.
lots of old videos of him making these beautiful journals.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going. Right
Yeah.
after this, I'm going. How
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a sweetheart and
Yeah.
I love teaching there. It's so
Mm.
beautiful. I'm only teaching in two places now because a lot of places have closed that I used to
Oh, yeah.
and I just don't have the time. Um
Yeah. Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
both are very well organized. Peacemakers and Frank's
Uh-huh.
studio. Those are the two places I do in-person classes, and they're very well organized. They've been doing Peacemakers, especially. Have
Uh-huh.
you been there before?
No.
They've been there since 1978.
Oh, wow. And
So
I'm assuming it's a quilting store.
yeah, basically it's a
Yeah.
quilting
Okay.
store, but it's more than that too.
Uh-huh.
Like
Right.
it's the same thing. You walk in. It's not like Frank's studio at all, but you walk in and you're just like, oh my god, there's like so many cool things to buy there.
Oh.
Ribbons,
Uh,
just all kinds of stuff. So
yeah.
anyway, they have a great setup, and whenever you take a class there, if it's a full day class, lunch is included
Oh my gosh.
because they have a tea room on the side.
Oh, how cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's just worth a trip down there, Rob.
yeah, you can go to Peacemakers and to Frank's
Yeah.
studio. Just bring lots
Wow.
of money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. Well, you must be busy, busy, busy. Tell us
Oh
what
yeah.
one of your, yeah, you do a lot. And tell us what one of your days is like. I mean, do you work 6 a.m.? You sent me an email the other day and it was the date and the time said 1:05 a.m. and I thought, she's still up and creating those darn kits. I'll bet you
I
anything.
probably was.
So I figure you put in some long hours. Is that
I
right?
do, but if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I try
It
to
sounds
take care of
wonderful.
all of the business stuff in the morning, like all my emails and stuff.
Yeah.
Because my husband and I both work from home,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh,
then
fun.
my studio is detached from the house, so
Uh-huh.
it's attached to this garage right here, and
Uh-huh.
um, I can work whenever I want. I usually tend to work from about 1 in the afternoon until maybe 4.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll take a break and then I'll go back in maybe around 7 and then work till 11 or so at night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Fun.
even when I'm not working in the studio, I have the den where I do busy work, stuff that I don't have to think about. So I'm constantly working on stuff, whether
Right,
it's
right.
sketching in my sketchbooks, or doing little scrappy tabs and paper pieces of collage that I put together, that I'm just ripping scraps of paper, gluing them together. I do beadwork. I do tons of jewelry. I make lots of jewelry. So if I'm in my jewelry mode, I make jewelry. So
yeah, you have some good classes for necklaces and things on your. Oh yeah, I've always been tempted. Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, you're very talented, and it's been a real pleasure to interview you, because we've got to know a lot about you and a lot what you have coming up. That's exciting.
Yes.
And of course, your online classes, they're there forever. If you,
they're there forever. I have about
she's got some good ones, guys.
10 or 11, So basically, what I teach are journals, jewelry, and altered art.
Okay,
So that's
like the witch, that would be okay. All right, everybody needs to go see what she's got going, because she's a talented lady. You have been one of my favorites since I started journaling. You have definitely been one of my favorites, way up here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I love it.
That means a lot, because you know what? As many nice compliments as I get, it's the ones that leave the nasty ones that stick with you, you know?
Oh, I know. Yeah, don't let those bite you. Yeah. Who has time?
I know.
If you don't like me, I don't want to hear about it, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to the audience here and tell them. I'm going to list all your stuff below, Robin, all your media, your social media stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, go check her out. Excuse me. Go check her out. See if you want to take any of those classes. And it's been a real pleasure. Real pleasure, Robin. It's been fun to talk to you and get to know you a little bit. So
you too, Sally. I'm very happy I was able to be on your podcast.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties earlier, but
it's all right. It's to be expected all the time, you know.
Oh, never until I have you on. Listen, goodbye, audience. Thank you for being here, and Robin, have a good day. I'm going to post this video just as soon as I can, and I want to get in, I'll email you about the code so that people can get their $20 off on that class.
Yeah.
And we'll list stuff below. So anyway, nice to talk to you. All right.
Okay, until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.